What about the job this front office has done managing the salary cap? Eventually it's got to come. That check has to come due. But they have cap room. They keep their young guys. They finally have young guys that you want to give a second contract to and extend.
Well, the cap next year, the last time I looked, they were $8 million over. So that's the 23 cap. So they're going to have to deal with that. I mean, these bills do come up. And to be fair to them, the $1,350,000, whatever that figure is, that Deshaun Watson in the first year, they have given that same type of contract to, they gave it to Garrett the year before. I also checked. It was also given to Patrick Mahomes and was given to Aaron Rodgers. I don't know why. There must be some mathematical salary cap reason they do that first year. But then you're at $56 million on the cap the rest of the time for like Watson and these other guys. But they've done it. They've done a good job, and they think that they'll be able to continue to manage it. I like Andrew Berry. And by the way, the Watson decision, I'm not sure this is completely true, but let's say it is. Let's say the football people were 100% all on board with Watson. This is an ownership decision because you're not talking just about football. This is something that reflects on your entire franchise. And your franchise, frankly, is going to be dragged through the mud for quite a while. And your fan base is going to be split. So it isn't just, I want this guy. I've always thought, for example, John Dorsey would be a good GM with a strong owner who would say, no, John, Antonio Callaway is not our guy. Find me another receiver. Too much risk with this guy. That kind of thing. Just because a football guy wants it doesn't mean as an owner you give it to him. I mean, the best owners aren't the ones telling you who to get, but sometimes they protect you from yourself. John Hart told me a story, and I'm trying to remember the pitcher they were all set to make this big trade for. I think it was somebody like Brett Saberhagen. It was a guy from the Royals, and they were going to trade some top prospects. And they're in the room was Hargrove and Dan O'Dowd, who's assistant, and Mike and John Hart. And they're sitting there with Dick Jacobs, and they're back and forth. And Jacobs is just kind of looking through the media guy of the Royals, and he goes, "John, this guy's like, the last 3 or 4 years he's been on the disabled list, and he hardly pitches 100 innings. Do we really want to do this?" That's what a good owner does. He didn't say that I need you to trade for these other two guys. But he just says, well, look, he's hurt. Do we really want to do this? Make me understand. And Hart said, it dawned on him, they were overthinking it. Yeah, no, we don't want to really do this. Why do we want to bring on another guy and give up whoever, I forgot who the prospects were, but I remember him telling me that because we got on the subject of what does a good owner do? Because Jacobs was a very good owner. Paul Dolan is a very good owner. He doesn't. That's why these guys want to stay there. Jimmy Haslam. That's why I said in the end, Jimmy Haslam, wherever the football people were, Haslam green lighted this thing, and I'm keeping it on his name.